Hello, welcome to this video of our free glitch tutorial. Today is going to be about Tinnos Meteorit Cavern. Two short level and nothing too much to say about, so I'm going to show them both. So let's go. First of all, you want to sprint here, and you want to sprint here. Try to get that stopping here. Well, it's not really stopping, but it stops your diving roll animation, so you can add a run jump here and roughly go against this wall. And then you're going to need to do corner bow, and I'm going to show you the whole thing before explaining. Up, like this, so you need to do this. But it's not as simple as it looks. There is a couple of things you need to know. So first, you need to flare cancel when she's falling. You can't, for example, well, you can try, but you can flare cancel like this, or you can actually, but it's pretty dangerous because if you do that, there is a chance that you get pushed out the wall. So don't try to do that too much. Flare cancel when you're falling. And if you're not confident about that, you can just do it without a flare. But if you do without a flare, don't turn when you're stumbling or you will get pushed out. Wait until she's fully stopped and then do your turn. And for example here, I got a slow flicker, but it didn't matter. So you have to know that there are three cases. First case is you saw when you first tried the glitch, which was I got a really fast flicker. Oops, whatever. Okay, whatever. Well, that happens if you turn too much. I'm going to explain after it. Come on, Laura, get out. So first case is if you get everything perfectly, you get a fast flicker. So here I got a slow flicker that is working. So if you get a slow flicker, you need to wait 1 or 2 seconds, she flicker, and then press roll. The reason for that is that she needs to move a bit forward, well, a bit forward like this in the wall. And because she's moving slowly with a slow flicker, you need to wait a bit of time. If you get a fast flicker, you need like half seconds, or you can press roll. If you have a really slow flicker, it's not going to work. So it can happen that you get a slow flicker, but so slow that you're not even moving forward. And you won't be able to make the glitch. So this is free case. And it depends of how deep you are in the corner, and also when you press roll during the turn. I'm going to explain. I was going to explain something else. Yeah. So you don't want to press forward when you're crouching up. For example, you need to press action after crouching to get that. But if you press forward, because you're crouching forward, if you press forward when you do that, well, it didn't happen here, but what can happen is you can stay a bit in the air in the wall. It happened in Antarctica when you tried the swim bug, where you need to actually press forward to get it. This is actually the same kind of animation. It can mess you up the timing of your flare cancel, so be careful about that. So that's the first thing. Second thing, you're gonna need to, well, you wait, and then you have 3 options. You have to turn and press roll at the right time. So if you press roll at this angle, you will get a fast flicker and you are able to roll calmly. If you turn a bit after that, well, let me try. Well, that happens if you turn too much. If you turn too much, you will roll out the wall. And if you turn between those 2 times, that will happen. Yeah, that will happen. So you will not roll, you will flicker the other way, and you don't want that. So you have to do it at the right time. When is the right time? You need to practice it, actually. The right time is when she's roughly like this. So here it worked with a slow flicker, but what I noticed is that if you don't do it in one motion, you have more chances of getting a slow flicker. So be careful about that. But roughly when she has this angle, there is some leniency about it, so don't worry too much. So as you can see, I get really slow flicker, but that should work. Yeah, it should still work. Yeah, okay. So as you can see, the angle is pretty forgiving. But if you do it in one motion, well, here I did it maybe too early. Up. Oops, did it too late here. So as you can see, if you do it in one motion, you have more chances getting a fast flicker. For some reason, I don't really know why, but yeah, that's how it is. So you have to practice turning and pressing roll at the right time. This is probably the corner bug you will fear the most of the game, and unfortunately it's almost at the end. But that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much it. When you press roll 2 times, you roll to be eject and roll to roll after the glitch. And then you are able to go pull that lever. So I'm gonna redo the whole thing once. So up. So you just sprint there, pull a flare, sprint there, try to get the stop here. Go against that wall, turn, crouch 35 degree, drop, flare cancel, turn, roll, get the flare, get the flicker, roll, and keep going. If you can sprint here if you want, and pull the lever. And that's pretty much it. I think I give you everything I had about that corner bug. So the theory is just simple. Just do a crouch corner bug, fall, flare cancel if you can, turn, roll at the right time. So here, because I was explaining, I didn't get my thing right, but up, turn, roll. You're gonna get a flicker, wait a bit, and roll again. That's the theory, but as I explained, there is a lot of factors that can make you mess up that one. So just be careful, practice, and you will realize everything I said can happen. Okay, then you pull that lever, jump twist, do another jump here. So there are two choices. If you picked up the Eric's Tech Mind underwater flare pickup, you can pull a flare here and do a running jump here, grab and keep going like this, and it saves 1 second or something, 1.5 maybe. So that's how you do jump twist, do 2 running jumps here, do another one, grab and keep going. So this is the sequence. So this is important that after you pull the lever, you press the camera button to cancel the camera because it's really annoying, and then you do this. If you haven't, what you will just do is, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Oops, what you want to do is you just back twist the same way. Actually, that's not how you want to do. No, man. And you're not used to do it anymore, sorry. So you just, well, let's say you got it right. Sprint here, and you just do two jumps on the slopes here, and you keep going. And then you pull that lever, blah, blah, blah. Then you take your best sequence, your best sprinting sequence. So what I personally do is I do 4, then I dive roll, then I count 8 step, and I dive roll, and do a running jump, and then I keep going. And then you're gonna need to do a corner bug here, really simple one. Just, oops, well, really simple one and instantly fell it. Really simple one, crouch forward, crouch, get up, and you're good. And then you're gonna push that button, so the first and the second one, and the last one on the very right. So this is important that you do this one last. So you need to do this one last. The reason is you're gonna use that button to do a setup, to do a trigger skip. So we're gonna skip the trigger that actually triggers the white or yellow, I don't remember, the right or yellow lights at the end of a level. And if you don't do that, when you reach it, you will be killed by this light. But if you skip that trigger, it won't be activated, so it won't kill you. And this is where we want to go, because this is the end of a level. So we're going to use a setup to do the trigger skip, because it's actually pretty hard. I'm going to show you why, actually. The reason it's actually hard to trigger skip, because generally you can trigger skip by just going through the corner like this, up like this, for example. But you can't do that for this trigger, because you need to go through this wall here, this corner here. And you can't do a standing jump here. You can't do a standing jump forward here. You need to do it in the air like this. And this is actually way harder. So how do you do that? You just step back, grab the edge here, fall, side step left, do a standing jump, dive, crouch 45 degrees, and do a standing jump, and you skip the trigger. And that's pretty much it. So this is how you do it. And I will do it one more time, but then I have nothing to say because that's actually pretty simple, and there is not a lot of things that can make you fail it. There is actually one thing that can make you fail it easily. If you are turning when you're pushing the button like this, for example, you might get a slight different angle, and that can make you fail the glitch. You can still go through the corner, but you can fail the glitch, so be careful about that. Anyway, just step back, grab the edge, side flip, standing jump. What you're going to do is you're going to do a dive standing jump, like this. Immediately crouch turn. So this is just important that you crouch immediately and turn immediately as fast as you can, or you might get some position difference. And then do a standing jump, and you're good to go. And you are on the bridge, and you can keep going and take your time to do the bridge jump. So now you need to do the bridge jump. So bridge jump is that jump. So it seems easy, but it's actually not. So you can try to YOLO it, but I don't recommend that when you start at least. So here you can get a recovery roll, which is important in case you don't know. A recovery roll is what happens if you get that animation when you land somewhere. If you get that animation, if you don't press roll, you will fall and die. If you press roll, there is a chance that you recover by rolling like this. So you have to be reactive, especially on this jump, because that can happen easily in this jump. So anyway, so there are three ways. The YOLO way, like I just showed. The half setup way, where you just roughly stand here on the top of this tile here. So it's important being on this part of a tile. The reason is that it's higher. So because it's higher, you have more chances of making the jump. And what you just want to do, if you want to do the half YOLO way, you just go to the edge, step back, and do a running jump, and hope it works. I'm going to explain something about the jump after, don't worry. And there is the complete setup way, which is a bit slower, but it's actually more consistent. You do the same, walk to the edge, step back, side step right, side step left, and do a running jump. And you have 99% of making it, unless you really screw the curving. Because yes, this jump has a curving. So you need to curve a bit. You need to curve a bit. You need to curve so you land on the left part of this tile here. Because this part is lower than the left part. And that's why you can make this jump. Or you wouldn't be able to make this jump. So if you're going to the left of this tile, you have chances of making it. If you are aiming like this, you can get the best jump you can, you won't get it. So this is where you have to curve, so that's pretty much it. So you do your jump. Oops, well, I tried to delay, but I failed it. So you do your jump. And you curve a bit left, and if you are doing it right, you will get it every time. And prepare yourself, obviously, to get a recovery roll, because it happens actually pretty often. So if you do the setup like this, you will get it 1% of the time. If you do the half YOLO ways, you need to practice them. Because they are actually pretty hard, because you kind of need to get an M-man to be sure to make the jump. But getting an M-man here is actually not too easy, because this is obviously nerve-wracking. So here, for example, even recovery roll didn't work, so it means that my jump wasn't good enough, but yeah. So this is basically it. Just step back, do your jump up like this, and keep going. And I have nothing else to say about that jump, so we're gonna keep going, and then just go here, and then you're gonna sprint to this place here, dive roll before getting to the stair, and then don't worry about that guy. He might push you, but he can't push you enough so you get on fire, so don't worry about that. And then you sprint there, sprint to the right here, go to the stairs, pull a flare you're gonna need, and from here you can just sprint. So this is the yellow light I was talking about. So if you miss the trigger skip, or if you don't do the trigger skip, you will die to this hole here, and you can't make it to the end of the level. So then you flag cancel here, you jump forward here, and you're good to go. And that's it for the city of Tinnos. So that was pretty short, couple of things, but nothing too much. There is absolutely no technical issue about that level, except the setup issues. So you should be consistent at this level if you can get the first corner bug easily. And that's pretty much it. And now there is Meteorit Cavern. So Meteorit Cavern, you have two ways of doing it at the start. So you either want to do Willard in 25 shot or in 20. 25, it's pretty easy. Shoot him 5 times and get the artifact like the intended way. And do that 4 times in a row and kill him, and you're good to go. There is a trick if you want to do it with 20 shots, which I'm going to show you. First of all, I'm saying 5 shots because I'm playing Japanese. If you're playing European version, you will need 10 shots to stun him. So that means you're going to need 50 or 40 bullets depending on the strat you use. So be careful about that. You will need to pick up extra ammos if you're playing European version. I mentioned them all the way through, if I remember right. So, sorry. The other way is, when you start the level, what you want to do, I'm going to stun him to show you first. So, right when you start the level, you're going to do a walk back like this. You're going to wait until you can target him, and you're going to shoot him 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, doing 2 backward jump like this. And then he's going to come roughly to this place, and he's going to try to shoot you. And when it happens, I'm going to show you what you have to do. So when you start the level, draw your deagle, walk back, wait until it can target him. Don't worry if you wait 2 seconds, you have plenty of time. Jump back and shoot him 4 times. And when he starts that animation of shooting, do another jumping back, sorry, I lost my words, and shoot him a bit early like this, up. And what you need to do is you want to do another jumping back to land on the artifact like here. And then you're going to do the sequence that I'm going to explain. Up. So it wasn't too good of a sequence here, but it should still work. You sprint to the other artifact, pick it up. Draw your weapons, sprint again, and shoot him. And as you can see, I skipped a whole cycle killing Willard. So I saved 5 bullets, and I skipped another cycle, which has a bit of time. And it's actually pretty easy. So step back, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. He's gonna have his animation here. Up. Shoot him when you start jumping back. Pick up the artifact, and then you're gonna sprint for 8 steps. So like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do a dive roll, and you should be in this spot to be able to do a running jump here. And then sprint again to the artifact. So this is a sequence you want to be the quickest possible to the artifact. And then you can sprint here, and you have some time to kill him like this. So I saw some people having different sequences. I think this one is pretty consistent, and it's actually the fastest one. So you are more allowed to do mistakes. So that's why I'm showing this one. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. One thing, don't shoot him too late here, or that will happen. well, that didn't happen here, but if you shoot him too late, what can happen is that she will lose the lock and she will shoot somewhere else. And then it's pretty much you're dead. So be careful about that. So again, pick up the artifact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops, I did 9, but it doesn't matter. So here, for example, I did really big mistake, but it should still work, maybe. Up. Yeah, it should still work. So as you can see, it still worked, even though I did a really big mistake, which lose like 1 second, because I did a standing jump. If you do a mistake with the way other people do it, you might get sniped, so be careful about that. So up, shoot him, pick up the artifact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do a running jump, and then just ready to go. And then you kill him. So you just stun him one more time, go to get the other artifact. At this point this is the same thing for both ways. One thing you need to know is that you can do it with only 2 cycles, but it's actually way harder, so it's not done in RTA. Okay, one other thing you need to know, actually, I didn't mention yet. When he's waking up, don't shoot him too fast, because if you do, there's chances that you will shoot him during his invulnerability time, and you will shoot for nothing, so be careful about that. And then go to if you do the artifact in the order I just said, just go to the left here, in the direction of a place where there are ladders, because this is where you want to go. Shoot him 5 times again and kill him for good. And then you just want to do that jump, which is not really tricky, but it's just a curved jump. Be careful. If you do it safely like this, you might get on this click here, but if you do it right, you might land here, which is a bit faster, but it's not really something you want to do at this point of the run. And when you climb, you should be here, nothing to say, up. And if you pick up the flare pack in a Ristic Mine, you can draw a flare here. I'll prepare yourself for a flare console. So here you crouch, get up, go here, up, sprint here. If you're not feeling comfortable to not drop here when you sprint, don't sprint. Take those monkey bar and stay on the left of it, because as you can see, it's the edge you're going is closer on the left, so that's why. And then you can console here with a flare, and you can do this jump. You can either YOLO it like I just did, or just set it up. I'm not going to show you how I like to set it up, because that's a basic thing. When you land here, if you land here, because sometimes you will land further, when you land here, you wait, you turn like this, and you wait like just a few frames, and you will be able to do a standing jump directly. Let me show you. So up like this. Well, it didn't land on the right spot, but it doesn't matter. Let me show you again. Like this. If you land here, if you turn and wait just a bit, you will be able to climb directly. If you turn and jump directly, Lara won't be able to grab here for some reason. Or if you want to be safe, you can just go here, do a side step to be sure to be on the edge, and jump here. And then you roll, and the camera is really bad here, like really, really bad. So if you want to save, do it. Even I tried to change camera or something, but you can't. Just do a running jump here and climb. And then you just slide on here, nothing to say. if you still have bullets, you can shoot the next guys. It will give you a bit more time to do the corner bug incoming. So like this, you can shoot that guy, which is actually important, this guy, because this guy is a flamethrower guy. So you need to do a corner bug here, but this is one of the hardest corner bug in the game, because this is, you need actually a specific position and a specific angle, as you can see. So this is one of the hardest corner bug in the game, and this is the last one, so it's pretty alright. So as you can see, up, this is what you have to do, but as you can see, this is not too easy. So you can even try to YOLO it with a specific sequence you have or something. Well, didn't do it right here, but whatever. So this is how you can do it by YOLOing, but I don't recommend YOLOing it when you're beginners, because that's actually really tricky. And the problem is, there are flamethrowers coming, so if you fail trying it 2 times, you will get torched by the guys, and it's pretty much rerun. The way I recommend it is to use the setup for beginners. The setup is pretty simple. Slide down this slope here. I'm gonna kill those guys to be sure. Slide down this slope here. Well, I think I killed them all. Slide down this slope here, a bit close to the right of the end of the tile, but not here. If you're here, it's not good. Why? Because of this. You're gonna move this way. You need to let a bit of space between you and the right of a slope. So when you go against the slope here, step back, walk back, side step right, take this angle, and crouch, and you're good. So the angle is important. The angle is really important actually, because if you don't take the right angle, I'm gonna try to show you. So if you take, well, that angle is actually a bit overshoot maybe, like this. So if you take that angle, you will do that, and it will completely fail the glitch that opens, well, that opens this door over there, which is the end of the level. So you want to have this angle here, up, and this angle works every time. And you don't want to have this angle, because this angle is not good. Oh well, this one is good still. So as you can see, this is pretty lenient with the setup, but this one is not good, for example. So you need to have roughly 45-degree angle. And you're gonna do your last perpetual flag cancel. So when you crouch, you just press the flare key when you get up, and you will have another perpetual flag cancel. And then you can just sprint there, do a dive roll, and if you do it right, you shouldn't land on this slope. If you did it wrong, you will land on this slope, get a small stumble, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. And then you can sprint to the end of a level here, which is the end of the game. So that's pretty much it. So this was the way of setting up the corner bug. But as you can see, you can YOLO it, but it's at this point of a run, some people don't want to YOLO at all, so it's understandable, I guess. But if you want to save some time, just try to YOLO it, but don't save for it. If you want to save for it, just do the setup, because if you're planning on reloading, it will be slower anyway than doing the setup. So yeah. So yeah, you go here, up like this, and then just go to the end, and you're done with a game. And that was it for the glitch tutorials. If you have any question about this level or any of those, you can obviously ask as usual. And yeah, I hope that helped some people, and that's pretty much it. So thanks a lot for watching.